dying to kobolds and shit. But yeah, should be a fun one. I think Panel had some good points about dealing with this Ursa in the lane, because Ursa, a lot of the times, like the way they set up the lanes with this Darkseer also being played from the mid lane, so they have a bit of an upper hand in that one. They did not want to give free lane to Ursa, and now Ursa will need to play against Jakiro, and is going to need to play against their lane. In the lane, it's not going to be as good as they would expect it to be. GH, he got initiated on, but he's definitely going to be fine using the shards.
Yeah, A-OK as Liquid try to come over and get themselves a kill. I'm just kind of looking into how the lanes are shaping up. And are any of these facets sticking out at you? Anything in particular that maybe benefits a little bit more than the other coming into these matchups?
No, I mean, Icebreaker on Jakiro, I saw a lot of people picking up different facets in the last few tournaments. I still feel Icebreaker overall, when we break the numbers, what it does is still overall a better facet. Other than that, everything is pretty much the same. I would love to see the other facet than Ringmaster, but it's probably not going to happen unless somebody decides to really meme it up.
Looking to maybe get a kill here on a noob that'll do some damage. I would love to see the Unicycle in play, but we're never going to get that opportunity. It's the classics, the Carney classics.
That's what they're called, the classics. Yeah, exactly.
You always got to stick to what works. Bounty Runes. Now this one picked up by Insania. Early on, it's just 3 Bounty Runes for the side of Team Liquid, and you've got this weird matchup made of 2 usual offlaners of a Beastmaster and a Darkseer. Not that we're not seeing these heroes mid these days, but what makes them so prone to being over in the mid lane now?
People realize you could just keep farming from the mid lane if you can shove the wave and farm the jungle at the same time. These heroes are very good at doing so, and you're not going to be able to die. They saw the matchup. Beastmaster has been used as a carry for a long time now, and now also being used as a mid laner, and we're seeing the same thing happening with Darkseer. I don't think we're going to be seeing carry Darkseer, but Panel also discussed about Darkseer, the item that he brings to the table compared to the Beastmaster, because he's buying into Aura items, and then you have Beastmaster, who he's playing for himself, picking up that Aghanim Scepter, Blink, BKB, these type of items, so he wants to be more active on the map, easier to pressure Roshan, easier to pressure Tormentor as well. Noob
in a little bit of trouble. Nikkei and Insania putting on some heavy damage onto this Terrorblade. Going back to that conversation about Beastmaster and Darkseer, you know, what is the timing still the same on that Aghanim Scepter for Beastmaster from the mid lane? Is it still like that 11, 12-minute Ags? As Boxy falling down here to GH for first blood. They even want to go for Saberlight, put some more damage in a waveform forward from Ghost, but they'll stick to just getting the Ringmaster.
I just realized that they have double GH in this bottom lane. They have GH and GH OS. So, super duper combo coming out from them. Boxy on Ringmaster. This hero is very, very strong. I think a lot of people didn't realize until we saw professional e-gamers start to play it. Slowly, you need to hit your spells to be able to like get the good harassment, because if you don't get the impalement arts, and Hell Saber Lido is also going to die. Boxy left him alone. NGX, they saw the opportunity, they took it.
Yeah, the GH squared down bottom, getting that kill. Yeah, the Impalement Art's max health damage per second feels really strong. You hit 2 of those, and you kind of start out these fights pretty well. You do have that save, too. You feel like, overall, a hero that kind of checks a lot of boxes, and you know, when you're doing percent health as a 5 position.
Checks a lot of boxes. He has a box. He has an escape act. He doesn't have it yet. We'll need to check that box slightly later. You want to max out your other spells, maybe put 1 value point in it just in case. But yeah, all your other spells, especially your Q, it is a farming tool, and Impalement Arts, very, very good spell. It scales. I think we're in meta where, again, we have these super strong heroes, super... Like, in terms of tankiness, everybody has a lot of HP, so percentage-based damage is always going to be good.
Heroes that have 1,500 health at 3 minutes into the game or something like that. It's kind of ridiculous. But bottom lane, GH comes back to the lane. Still just 2-0 right now for the side of Nigma Galaxy, and 17-10 for the Beastmaster over mid, denying quite a bit in this mid lane away from Sumail, but overall 12-2, not really something to fret too much about. But Sumail forced all the way back and has to TP back over mid, so Nisha getting the better of this lane, which then, of course, goes to what you talked about, getting a faster Ags, getting those faster timings, and being involved a little bit earlier. Top lane, they were putting some damage on to Noob earlier, but you could see Mickey 16-4. This lane feels pretty great for them overall.
Yeah, one thing that we didn't mention is both of the offlane and carry, it's all about that physical damage. So it's relatively easy to itemize in terms of picking up some extra armor, knowing that both of them are heavy on physical. And we can see Mickey as soon as he's left alone, immediately they're going to start to put a little bit more pressure. Omar is level 3 right now, still thinking what he needs to put. Does he want to have an extra point in Liquid Fire? It's a lot of slow. This is something that Ursa doesn't like to play into. One of the reasons why Venomancer was always considered a really good counter to Ursa in the lane is he can't move, and if he can't move, he can't deal the damage, so you don't have to be afraid of it.
Yeah, I'm a little worried later on how this Ursa is going to deal with what they have in terms of kiting him. Like the Liquid Fire, the Dual Breath, Walrus Punch a little bit later into the game.
You have two carries, pretty much, TB and Morphling, that have physical damage, and these are the highest armor heroes in the game. And Ursa is all about that physical damage. Even though he has stacking damage, it's still physical damage.
See if they can do anything more to Mickey than just... Right now, a little bit of a dual breath damage coming out from the Jakiro as well as that Liquid Frost. But that's all he's really doing, just trying to open up the lane for Noob, who, despite the fact that he was aggressed on earlier in the lane, his farm looks pretty good. 27-8 so far. I would think that maybe this lane would have felt a little bit harder with how much he was getting aggressed on, but...
No, it was just his first level.
Yeah.
Because you're playing against ET, don't have much of a protection. Once Omar gets level 2, it does mean that he's going to have an extra slow, and you're also playing into 2 melee heroes. As Jakiro, you shouldn't have any issues. Same goes for Reflection. The heroes are going to be there, in your vicinity, so you can get a couple of right clicks. These are the heroes that don't deal well with the illusions. As it goes for the game, we have 6 heroes in the top lane, 6 minutes in. Both position 4s are trying to make a move.
Anybody coming out, GH looking for an opening, maybe to go in Insania. They land the shards. It's around the Elder Titan. They'll metamorphosis for a moment, but they don't want to dive under the tier 1 tower. Boxy is here. See if the Ringmaster can provide any help. He still went 1-0-2, so he doesn't have Escape Act to help out.
Keeping the Catapult alive. Noob will tank some tower shots. Needs to be careful, even though he does have a healing salve. Terrorblade is the hero that doesn't have that much HP to work with.
So they'll give up on that attempt at trying to get a kill here with those 3 heroes. GH actually goes over bottom. They see an opening in Saberlight, but Drinking Buddy's actually pulling Ghost a little bit further away from Saberlight, who's able to walk away and now has Boxy over to the side to even help out. But this is by the 7-minute mark, and they want to try and get their hands on this shrine.
Go away. They can't take this fight.
Insania also coming over. They go to the snowball. Ghost is sticking around maybe to help out, but seeing that there's a 3rd hero here, elects to try and run. They'll have this sweep. It doesn't land on Ghost. Ghost still standing nearby, but it's offering him a target to use that Drinking Buddies to get away from the Dire side, but it's just not looking like it's going to be enough. I say so, but Mickey's dead at the same time. GH is still alive, and he snowballs to extend his life even longer.
He has a stick. He has a raindrop.
This is the definition of space made. He's still alive.
Yeah, you can't pass. That bridge on the right, you can only fit 1 hero. You shall not pass.
Saberlight's, he's in so much trouble. Tame the Beast. Oh, and the sleep on it, too.
They finally get him.
He'll be the one who survives. Nisha comes over with the roar, and they will get this Morphling, and it goes wrong at the end of the day for Nigma after drawing them all the way out and all the way over.
You know what I want to see, B-Cup? I want to see Brewmaster and Tusklane. So use Drinking Buddies. These are the the drunk Dota heroes.
Drink a little Cinder Brew, a couple of Drinking Buddies, and you have a party in a lane. And they got Mickey top, and then they end up getting those heroes over
there
bottom.
Should be a tooltip. Drink responsibly on some of these spells.
Some designated driver. You're going to need Centaur to take you home. Mickey, Noob. Level 5 each, and now they're going to go for this Ursa once again.
Oh,
They'll try to jump away, but there is just nowhere for him to go. Shards connect, and Omar gets the kill onto the Ursa. Nigma look pretty good at the moment. The lanes are going well. I mean, bottom didn't look good. Other than that, I think the game so far feels fine.
Yeah, this is what I want to see from this lineup, because they have Jakiro, you have Tusk, and Darkseer, who is pretty high level. He's level 8, and look exactly what he's doing right now. He's stacking in the triangle for himself. In terms of net worth, he's doing pretty good. Not as good as Beastmaster right now, but after clearing this stack, he should definitely skyrocket. It was Omar who was stacking in the triangle. Total 6 stacks for NGX and 5 for Team Liquid.
Yeah, not a crazy difference between stacks at all. I feel like we used to see the numbers skyrocket in previous patches. At this point, 14, 15. Some crazy number, especially from Liquid. But Nisha level 9, and he is going for that Ags. Timing-wise, though, looks like it's going to be around that 13-minute mark or so.
You did the math.
I tried.
It might be incorrect, but you did the math.
I'll never say that my math is correct. We've learned that from.
It's not correct, and it's not fast.
No. I tried my hardest, you know? The NA education holds me back so dearly. Boxy gonna farm up here. He wants to get that level 6 on the Ringmaster as quickly as he can and get into that Wheel of Wonder, have that extra bit of lockdown for the side of Liquid. It is a 2,000 net worth lead for Nigma Galaxy. Ghost has been left alone over bottom after dying. Omar is also here at level 6, so he's got Macro Pyre ready to go. They have been going up top to get Mickey, and they might want to even go up there again and try and find him and kill him again.
They don't really have a playmaker. I think they're also lacking a little bit of damage, and Saberlight is in trouble again.
Yeah, a lot of trouble. The Macro Pyre down, burning away, and does not want to split. So Omar going to get yet another kill. He's on a killing spree on this Jakiro. And they are really making the off and safe lane of Liquid struggle. We talked about Beastmaster doing well, and he wants that Ags. He wants to get involved, but until that point, you don't really feel that extra bit of oomph, as well as that damage.
They really don't have a playmaker.
Yeah.
Brewmaster is not the guy that can start the fight. Maybe you can get a split off, try to grab a kill from that, but you need to have a good follow-up. I think Nisha is their strongest hero right now, and they should definitely try to use it. There's that split.
Yeah, they use that split. The Void Panda pulling back this Jakiro under the tower. Omar's
a kill is a kill. Team Liquid
might as well use it.
We'll take anything right now.
And they've been pretty famished up to this point, trying to get a couple of these kills. They lost this tier 1 tower over top, and Noob
putting a lot of pressure on Mickey.
Yeah, they've got this ward here, so they still have the vision on him, but the snowball's not going to hit. They still...
I love and hate these creeps at the same time. With the Ravage, yeah. If I'm playing my Wraith King off lane, they immediately ravage my skeletons, and then a lot of them do die. GH as well will die in this one. Nisha will pick up the kill, which will push him forward closer to his Aghanim Scepter. This is going to be the big timing for Team Liquid. I think they're trying to get any kind of a kill. First roar being used, they grab a kill, first split. Any of these spells, even though they're on relatively long cooldown, they're going to use Pop It to try to grab a kill, because they understood that they lost the laning stage. And on the other side, Nigma Galaxy, if you look at the items that they're going for, you see Terrorblade going for Orchid, which is going to be the big one. That's going to be the item that's going to control Brewmaster and going to control Ursa. None of these two heroes love to play into any kind of silence. They do, however, have a good way of disengaging with the box and with Stomp from ET. Saberlight's going to TP in, but not much else he can do. Just bringing in the numbers, doesn't have split, doesn't have ways of dealing with the illusions. Needs another 300 gold to finish off that Orchid. That's going to be the big timing for them. I could see them being paired up with Tusk, Jakiro, and they also have a big combo that we didn't mention. Vacuum into Macro Pyre into Ice Wall. It's into Ice Path. That's going to be very deadly. Sumail.
They need to be very careful with that, and they are kind of struggling on both their carry and offlaner. You know, it does feel like at the moment, whenever, especially without the Radiance, whenever Split's offline, they really can't fight, but they are about to have this Ags, and that is going to time with this Primal Roar being back available, and he is level 12 on Nisha. That looks pretty good, but they are smoked up here on the side of Nigma Galaxy, and they're going to see if they can find themselves a kill. They've kind of got this understanding about where Mickey has been farming for the most part. And GH is up here, but not joining Noob and Omar. Meanwhile, going for these stacks, Nisha going to continue to farm as he will unlock these drums of Slom. Mickey deep in his own jungle, deep in this river, but they do have this obs here, and they have
double
an
obs
idea.
And a watcher, but they're still smoked. DB Illusion is going to get scouted. The rest of them are still smoked up. Let's see if Mickey reads the situation.
He should with that obs on that cliff, but he is staying nearby. Now starts to go to the south of the tower.
Sees him. The watcher sees him.
So he won't get caught, at least not for the moment. Now Guardian Greaves finished on that Darkseer, so they do have a little bit more sustainability if they want to fight with this Darkseer from...
And this is the big timing that we talked about. Nisha with the Aghanim Scepter, they immediately smoke. They're looking for something. Trying to read the movement from NGX. Noob still sticking around.
Surprisingly, too, they look for the sleep. The Wheel Wonder's thrown over. The Impalement Arts don't actually land, and he throws the Orchid. It's onto the Beastmaster, but it's not going to matter. They'll end up losing Noob anyway. They bring a lot of heroes here to get this kill.
Yeah.
And there are supports left, but he stayed for some reason.
Electric spell usage. You remember the song, We Are Electric. They missed every single spell. They still got the kill.
Ice Path down, Macropyre used, GH dead off screen, but Saberlight going to be forced to split. And now, do they have the damage to clean up these Panda Bears and finish off Saberlight? They're nearby, and that Void Panda will pull Omar, who's taking a bit of damage. He's down to about half health. Meanwhile, the Tormentor being taken by Liquid, so they end up losing Boxy, but Insania gets the shard.
They didn't lose Boxy. They killed Boxy on purpose.
Well, they tried to give him the shard.
And
that's how it works, right?
A lot of the times it does work that way, but it is Insania who got it in the end.
They didn't even get that kill on a Saberlight. He uses that split. It's going to be on cooldown for a while, but they didn't stick around him, and they also end up losing the Tormentor. So Nigma Galaxy's last few minutes or so.
I think they wanted to, like, ET's shard is good. It's not a top-tier shard by any means, but I think they wanted to have it on Boxy, because Ringmaster Shard is very, very good at dealing with the illusions, and you're going to be playing against Terrorblade, his illusions, you're going to be playing against illusions from the wall, plus also the miss chance is, I think this number could be slightly higher. It's 30%. You're also playing into TB and Morphling, which two of those heroes do rely on dealing physical damage, so very good shard. I think S-tier shard for this game.
Side of Nigma Galaxy end up getting the Aegis, so it's a secondary prize, but really feels good to have that Aegis in your pocket, especially on the Morphling. I haven't really been feeling as positive in terms of ganks because they've been stuck at 5 kills for a while. They haven't really gotten much out of the map in terms of kills to continue to shut down this Ursa as well as this Brewmaster. And now Mickey, he's caught up. He's close to where the TB is, but does still need some time to kind of make up that difference between him and the Morphling.
Tried to smoke up, use this Orchid on Terrorblade to be able to get a kill on Ursa, but they were unable to do so. Ghost will continue pushing with Vlad's. With Orb of Destruction, definitely has more than enough damage to bring this one down, and doesn't seem like Liquid wants to take this fight.
They don't want to take the fight at the moment. Manta style flying out for Ghost. They'll take that tier 2 tower. And now they've got this Radiance for Saberlight. At the same time, I believe Nisha, he's got that Blink Dagger flying out to him as well. So they'll have a bit of a power spike from the Radiance, but also having that mobility for Nisha to kind of set up with the Primal Roar could be quite nice, especially once Primal split, he's got the mana for it, back to healthy and looking to fight.
Would definitely love to have level 2 split, because the Brolings can still die. You're playing in a lot of magic and physical damage coming out. All that damage is amplified as well by Vlad's. They have the Aura, they have a Guardian Greaves. Man, what happened to Dota 2 and Sumail? He was one of the flashiest players that we ever had, and now he's playing mid Darkshire, buying Guardian Greaves pipe. It has to feel bad.
It's a completely different playstyle than we're used to.
Yeah.
I mean, you play mid to be flashy. But both mids playing off laners, but one definitely more flashy than the other when it comes to looks impact. Blink with Roar is definitely going to look cooler. Amplified damage picked up by Saberlight. And Hellspot goes for the moment. He's got this Radiance. He does have Primal Split. It is only the level 1 split, but I think he's okay with that, and he'll start to put some pressure on a Ghost, and Ice Path missing. Saberlight really doesn't have to be too scared at the moment, especially with the rest of his team minus Nisha behind him. For the moment, though, you've got Nisha pushing bottom, and we'll see if they try to maybe take this fight to Nisha or look to take a fight in the triangle where they saw that Liquid was. Looks like they'll just stick to going over towards bottom, and Nisha kind of reading this.
Knows that something's happening. It's getting very close to his BKB. Nisha is super farmed. 11,000 at 19 minutes on the Beastmaster. These are some big numbers. Let's see if he manages to blink out, and
Woo.
he does. Finds the spot.
Really great spot. That was well done by Nisha to read that, blink into a spot where most likely doesn't get spotted and most likely works out to be 100% correct. Now you've got, I believe, Blink Dagger flying out for Boxy there too, so he'll have positioning to help out with the escape act that he now has access to, and you've got that save, and you know, this Aegis not really rounding out the kills for Nigma at all. Like, they're still at 5 kills. They still really haven't made that massive impact on the map. They got the tier 2 top, but are they wasting too much time here from Nigma? Gotta wonder if it's been too long and too wasted, as Liquid are starting to catch up, especially Mike, who's had that time and space. He's now surpassing Sumail. They'll find themselves the Terrorblade. They go to the Primal Split, the waveform forward from Ghost, but they've got the control.
Need to use it in Omar.
And
he does.
He'll sunder Omar. He'll get back to about full health, but he's already stunned up once again. Omar's going to be now low and dead. They'll take the Jakiro. They look over at Noob. The waveform forward once again, but Boxy with the blink of the Dame the Beast to get the kill. GH gone as well. 3 heroes dead. The escape act is there, and now Ghost trying to fight. He's got 48 seconds remaining on this Aegis, but here's the rest of Liquid, and it is all going to fall apart inside of Nigma Galaxy. They'll have Sumail, but the wall was already used, so he may not want to get involved, and he won't get involved. Ghost is dead for the 2nd time, and even with that Aegis, Liquid take advantage.
That was such a good split, and I said it, like, he might need to sunder Jakiro. He does that, and both of them are very low HP. The Radiance is burning them down. There was nobody to help them out, and suddenly they find themselves isolated. They kill Morphling as well on top of that. Boxy with the nice box save coming out from him, and now you can feel the power of Team Liquid's lineup, because they have good ways to disengage. If they're the ones initiating, if they're using the Primal Roar, they're going to be able to get the kill. And this is the item that we talked about as well. It's very easy to itemize in terms of building the items playing into 2 physical cores. Right. So he finishes off full Solar Crest. Not the item that we see a lot of the times, especially in the recent times, because sometimes we'll see a casual Pavis. So this item has been nerfed overall. But yeah, very good pickup in this game.
The crest feels good. They've got their way to kind of sustain their game, and you're not really feeling as much of an impact from a Darkseer.
Still at 5.
Mid, you know, and yeah, and you're still at 5 kills. I mean, they haven't really been able to do anything. They're going to try here. They're going to try and get this Beastmaster, but do they have enough? Primal Roar is already used. He's got the damage coming in. The Earth Splitter flies in. Nisha's going to be low, and he'll finally die. They get a kill for Nigma Galaxy. It only took them about 6 or 7 minutes.
That's the big kill. That's the biggest kill they could have gotten. Beastmaster was on top of the network, and now Morphling did overtake him. Manta style completed. Going into BKB, it seems. He wants to be able to not get kited by Brewmaster, which is exactly what I think it's necessary. I see that Noob is going for Hurricane Pike. Saberlight is really pushing the limits of the hero. Does have Split available.
He does have Ringmaster nearby, but there goes the Primal Split. The wall is down, and now the Orchid on one of the Pandas. They'll get that one, but they start to TP away. Mickey leaves, and Boxy's still hanging around, but he's going to TP to the tier 3 tower.
Just
and maybe
hanging around.
Come the other way to get a save if need be. Walrus Punch up into the air. Ravage. Void Panda.
Nice play from Saber.
Earth Panda up onto the high ground with the Void Panda, and they'll throw down the Ice Path, but it won't matter. The Wheel of Wonder is used, and that's enough to save Saberlight.
They also had Escape Act ready if needed. NGX, they wasted a lot of time chasing Saberlight. Even though he used the split, I still think that they can take the fight. Nisha is about to finish his BKB in 300 gold, so that's going to be... Because they have no real abilities that he's going to be afraid of other than Punch from Tusk. I became dyslexic for a second.
to have BKB for Ursa in 300 gold as well. So the double
that's the
BKB
big item.
timing is going to be
Team Liquid, they're going to be hitting the timings. Roshan may respawn in 30 seconds. There's also going to be Tormentor available in a minute and 30. So definitely, when you have Ursa, you want to be... This is why you pick the hero as well. You want to be killing off those objectives relatively early on. I did already talk about the importance of Boxy getting the shard because it's so good. First of all, you have ET to deal with high armor. You have ways of dealing with the illusions with the Bruise Split and also dealing with the illusions with Spotlight. So a lot of the things are going to line up for Team Liquid in the next few minutes. And another Ravage in the bottom lane.
Looking as they use the Roar. Omar, Ice Path connects on Anisha. Macropire there reactivates the Ice Path, but he has the Escape Act and finds the escape door to leave. Still though, net worth wise it's pretty tight, but it does feel like Liquid have kind of been the dominators of the map. The farm has kind of gone their way. They've made up the ground that they were losing in the laning stage, and Nigma are still kind of looking for more of a push, more of an answer. And now the second Roche is available, so maybe it lies in that objective to get another Aegis, to have these next items, and to fight with that, because first Aegis didn't go well at all.
No, they were not able to find any kind of opening. And there it is, 25 minutes in. Roshan is changing his position, going to the top lane.
Right towards where Enigma are hanging out. Ghostu is sitting top of the net worth. He's in the area. Only one not here right now is Terrorblade. But you gotta be careful. Saberlight hanging out in the middle lane.
He has no mana. Does have 21 charges.
Drinking buddies on his Sumail, but Saberlight pops that wand, shows that he's got mana, and he's ready to go with the Primal Split if they were to engage.
It does feel in this game for Liquid, whenever they buy an item, they get double the value. Radiance, very good against these high armor heroes. Mischance against the illusions, against Morphling, against Terrorblade, all that physical damage. You see that Ursa, he has MKB queued up, knowing that he's playing against high armor, so that magical damage proc is going to be good. Both of these heroes kind of like to play with Butterfly as well. Now you have Manta Style that is coming on Saberlight, so the Orchid is not going to be as effective anymore.
The Solar Crest feels like it's double value as well, like you were talking about earlier. And they are going to smoke and see each other.
Blink out.
They jump on to Ghost. He's going to be forced to wait from away. They go to the BKB. They've got the Primal Split, and the Primal Roar is used. They get the kill to GH. But now with the BKB running out on Mickey, how much time does he have to start and go on to these heroes?
Ooh, he pulled him out.
Fought back on this Tusk. And now Sumail, with the help of Ghost, can he make anything happen? Saberlight, the Primal Split going to last for about a fourth of it. They've got the Ravage that lands out of Ghost from these neutral creeps, but Saberlight hit with the Dual Breath, and eventually they will disengage.
Maybe this is going to be the opportunity for NGX to try to go inside a Roche Pit and take it. GH did use buyback because they know that there are no big AoE abilities.
Right.
If you look at the green lights on top, only Ursa has it. Then immediately into Roche Pit. They do not want to waste any kind of time, but Saberlight, he knows exactly what they're doing, so he's buying a little bit more time. Maybe another round of ultimates are going to be available. You can see where Boxy is on top, trying to scout things out with the dagger.
And the Impalement Art's actually hitting on a Roche, and Ghost taking a lot of damage.
As BKB has Manta Style, but for Team Liquid, it's all about buying time until their ulti's reset. And Aurora available again.
One of the best heroes in buying time with that sleep.
I think it's Faceless Void, but okay.
Okay, well. Just dilate time. Got Darkseer, making sure that he's pushing the mid lane as well. Just maybe make Liquid a little bit more uncomfortable about going for this defense on Roche. But again, Saberlight just right in their face. Walrus Punch comes out. Impalement Arts, they go to the Wheel of Wonder. They're going to try and get the Tame the Beast, but they get the code to Saberlight. They throw the Primal Roar out. It's going to be on a Sumail, who ends up dead as well. Boxy, he's gone, forced to buy back. Niche taking a lot of damage. Ghost kills him too, and 3 heroes are dead on the side of Liquid, and all of a sudden you bought back on Sumail, and Roche is open for the side of Nigma Galaxy.
Nigma Galaxy should be able to take it. Sumail even committing with the buyback. Ghost, of course, is going to be the one picking it up. First, Aegis, as you said, wasn't really that good of a usage, but yeah, Team Liquid, I think Brewmaster, he goes in and he is in the Earth Brawler stance, which does give him magic resistance. I don't know if he should have maybe swapped the Void Brawler that does give him status resistance. This one makes him more tanky, the green one. Does have Manta Style to get rid of some things, but yeah, they just burst him down from 100 to 0.
GH has been, in my eyes, the one making a lot of these fights happen, as he's had that blink with the Walrus Punch to set up for Nigma Galaxy, and that's kind of how it gets started there. They have that blink Walrus Punch on a Saberlight. They're able to take him out pretty quickly, and ultimately Liquid, they have to give up this Aegis. Ends up being a problem for them, and what was, at least last time, the split on objectives where Liquid got the Tormentor, Nigma Galaxy got the Aegis. It's both objectives now for the side of Nigma Galaxy, and GH has access to that shard. So he'll have the upgraded shard.
Yeah, it's the only shard in the game that does amplify the shard.
Really hanging on that S.
Yeah.
We've got the banner too. They're up 1,000 net worth, and Ghost now ahead by 2K on this Morphling. He's been putting out some pretty big numbers in these fights. Didn't really feel the impact of this Morphling initially, and you know, that was a little bit due in part to the pressure that was put on him initially, but still needed a couple items as a Morphling to kind of get involved. See how Liquid want to play around this Aegis, because they weren't too afraid, honestly, of the last one. But the game state's certainly way different this time around.
Yeah, most definitely. And I'm looking at neutral items that they chose. There's a lot of Shivs. There's a lot of Gale Guards. Basically, we have 5 Gale Guards and 4 Shivs.
Nothing wrong here.
No. Perfectly balanced.
Yule's picked up for GH there. McKay closing in on level 20. He's going into the Revenant's Brooch. He also wants that shard.
Yeah, he's just thinking whether he needs MKB, which item is going to give him the most damage. Seeing that there are no butterflies, but both of these heroes can still swap the butterflies. Ooh, they just evaporate.
Mickey and Nisha putting the damage on. They'll get the Aegis. They'll also get the kill on Omar, who does that buyback. But here comes Ghost again. They've got the Walrus Punch up into the air. It's going to be Mickey. GH going to survive with his life. The vacuum back, and they've got the Primal Split. The vacuum put Boxy back into the wall, but now they're trying to disengage on the side of Nigma Galaxy. Ghost, though, getting bashed up. He's in some trouble. They'll need some help. Waveform away. They've got some vision on this with the Obs over to the mid lane, but Sumail now still running. Shards block out the rest of Saberlight, but now he's got that Cyclone, so they still have that extra control here, but Sumail able to blink away and get out of the hands of Liquid, who did a good job of taking away the Aegis and the Jakiro to start. But Saberlight, as he comes back to form, Nigma Galaxy, they're thinking about going back in, but they'll hold off at the steps before they make that jump.
Quick and easy kills from Liquid. This game is very back and forth. You see one team getting a couple of kills, then they take objectives, and now Nigma Galaxy, they're still trying to look for something. There's no tier 2 tower. They definitely don't have enough to go for the high ground. They took the tier 2 tower in the top lane. There's one available in bottom.
You can see the quick damage numbers there from the Beastmaster as well as the Ursa when they were able to clean up both the Jakiro and the first life of Ghost very quickly. Speaking of Jakiro, by the way, he's 1,100 gold out from getting an axe.
I'm very impressed, Benjamin. That was quick and correct this time around. It took you like less than 2 seconds.
I had to do the price and then minus, and he already has one component. But yeah, he's 1,100 gold away, or in my eyes, pretty close to the item.
This is going to be the big upgrade. You're playing with Darkseer, so it's going to be much easier to execute. And if they can reset, bait some of the BKBs, the fights are going to be much easier for them. With another round of reflections, vacuums into ice bats. Thing is, they need to survive. And I really like this item. Something that we didn't talk about is Ghost picking up Nullifier.
Sumail in trouble.
He's dead.
He is very dead. They're even going to get Omar. That'll slow down the Ags, and they get 2 heroes. They also get Sumail, who's going to be dead for 75 seconds.
And I want to go back to the point about Ursa and his itemization, where Mickey is deciding what he wants to buy. And item like this last item needs to be very carefully chosen by Mickey, because as we said, both of the heroes, they love to build into Butterfly, and you're running out of slots on Ursa. That's the problem with the hero, because you become 6-slotted relatively early on. Core items, basically 4 of your slots are always taken, because you have BKB, you have Blink Dagger, Battle Fury, and you need a Basher on that hero. So the last slot is pretty much going to be, okay, what do I need? Is that an MKB? Is that going to be some Wind Waker, some kind of a Dispel? This time around, it's going to be Revenant's Brooch, which is a very good choice for Mickey, knowing that he's playing into Morphling, he's playing into Terrorblade, so those crits are going to be magical, which is very good against high armor heroes.
Electing also then, you gotta upgrade what's there. He could go to the Abyssal Blade, have that extra bit of control post, say, Roar, or just another hero that he wants to make sure doesn't get, you know, vacuum wall. Could be the Darkseer, could be whoever, but it's big impact once you get into that Abyssal, especially having that Blink. Although I wouldn't mind if they brought back the Abyssal Jump. That's a Yules from GH. And they've got the shards. BKB is not exactly going to matter here with the shards lasting so long. They go to the vacuum, they're going to look over to the Elder Titan, they get the kill to Insania, and now Ghost putting the damage on the Mickey, but the escape act will put him into the trees and into the box. But can he get out of the box? They look for what's in the box, and they will get the kill on a Mickey.
This is a big kill. Mickey, he just bought out onto Revenant's Brooch, so it doesn't have it available. And you have to deal with this Giga Push that is going to come out. You're playing against Terrorblade, you're playing against Morphling with Vlad, so that's quite a lot of damage on your building. Same goes for Jakiro. And let's see how they want to enter this one. No buyback for 60 seconds, no ET for 15. Glyph is available for Team Liquid.
Start with the tier 3. And they will answer the call with that Glyph, of course. But how much do Nigma Galaxy get out of this?
That's a set of barracks for sure. Maybe even 2 sets.
35 seconds till they get this Ursa back in to try and fight. Insania trying to buy some time with the sleep, but Noob's now over here in the top lane. And, I mean, they're taking these towers at a decent speed, but they'll Glyph again. Wanting to clean up the creep wave, having that extra tier 3. They didn't use it on the racks over mid. They end up using it on the tier 3 here top. But they still lose this tower, and Saberlight blinks forward. They get the sweep onto the Morphling, and they are going to primal split.
He's not shifting.
In 6, and now they're going to look over the Morphling, who's in some trouble. The Snowball's going to be their first save for a second, but Ghost still dies. They'll look. Yules up into the air. GH, he's low and ignored. Those axes actually end up missing, but the Cyclone connects, and they'll have this Ion Shell. They'll have the damage. The heroes around GH, and they grab a second.
Oh, I'm just thinking, Ghost getting stomped like that by ET, this one is on him. Like, he can either try to waveform, he can try to Manta style out of it, move away, and he's just sitting there, gets clipped by it, and they immediately jump him. Team Liquid finds the opportunity, and you can see the damage coming out from the Beastmaster still needs to be respected.
Oh, yeah.
They have the mixed damage coming out from the Beastmaster. They also have Shiva's Guard available on him, going into Refresher, I believe, on Beastmaster. So all of these things, very even game overall, but it does feel like both of these teams are kind of making one mistake, and then the other team punishes it for the couple of minutes, and then it goes back to the other side.
It's been no lead really too high as Omar dying there once again. I think the biggest lead is about 2,000-3,000 net worth for either team. I mean, no team has solidified their advantage up to this point. But Roche now up again. First 2 Aegises picked up by Nigma Galaxy. But you're at a point in the game where it does feel like Liquid, they should be able to control the
Yeah, I think they should run into Roche Pit right now immediately and take it. 15 seconds without Jakiro. This is not where you want to buy back. They also took the enemy outpost, so they can't TP to anything. I think a lot of questions in this patch is, where do I TP to? Because if I lose my towers, I have nothing to TP to. I can't punish. I can't play the other side of the map because you lost those outposts, you lost those spots, and for the first time, as you said, it's going to be Team Liquid having the Aegis, Brewmaster holding the Refresher Shard.
So Omar will commit to the Ags. He'll have that upgraded Macro Pyre, but that's him committing without buyback, hoping that the upgraded Macro Pyre changes the tides of these fights well enough. They've got an Aegis here on Mickey, but he's able to jump over the shards. And he's not really feeling the brunt of the Nigma Galaxy damage. Having that extra solar crest, of course, and having just multiple ways to survive and sustain. Nigma Galaxy
big items
a lot.
on side of Liquid right now. Refresher on Beastmaster. So double BKB, double Roar, double Primal Split as well on Brewmaster, who's holding the Refresher Shard in his backpack. Plus, you're also fighting into Aegis and Abyssal Blade on Ursa available. Okay. They also have no saves. If Homar gets jumped, he's going to be dying very quickly. Okay, that was a good force staff.
Hey, you need him to stay alive. You want him to spend the money on the Ags. You want
this
him to
is
be able
where
to
the old Abyssal, the jump,
yeah,
would come in pretty handy.
They'll still try for Omar. Ice Path, Macro Pyre, and El Saberlighto is very ditto. And they'll look for Noob, but they've got this Primal Roar. They get the kill to the Terrorblade. They've dropped down the wall, but the damage on the Ghost, he's in some trouble. They got the sleep on him, but now the Wheel of Wonder comes in. It'll lock down GH. They get a kill onto a second hero, but at least for the moment, Ghost ends up surviving. Omar on the run, trying to get away from the side of Liquid, but the Tame the Beast whips him down. Mickey will get credit for that kill as they finish off a third.
I'm not sure if Saberlight TP'd to an outpost or if he TP'd to ET's Spirit, because he bought back, found the opportunity, and managed to get back into the fight immediately. Terrorblade, he used his meta, died, and Jakiro did deal quite a lot of damage, almost 4,000 damage coming out for him, but yeah, Beastmaster with the refresher that he used, double Roar, second BKB still available, and yeah, they're in a lot of trouble right now. Still playing into Aegis. Team Liquid, they don't want to stop yet.
It's never a good sign when you die with your buyback symbol still under your icon. But that happened at GH, and we said the leads hadn't grown higher than 2K, but now all of a sudden, Liquid, they found their moment. They've got this Aegis still. They're up 10,000 net worth, and they aren't upset with the fact that they lost that mid-set of racks first. They had gotten their high ground broken first because they put this push on, and they're able to lock these heroes down and get what they want out of the map.
Wheel of
and they're going to find more. Noob, Sumail, both dead. Ghost, he'll try to protect. They'll throw it on the Macro Pyre, but the double force staff on Mickey makes sure that he's going to be out of the Macro Pyre, and they start to burn down Saberlight. But he is going to be A-okay with the Cyclone onto the Morphling, and the damage just not being enough to get the Brewmaster. And instead, they'll jump forward. They've got the Bash. They'll have the Abyssal, but the vacuum and the wall isn't going to be enough. The Escape Act is thrown onto himself here. His Boxy's able to retreat a little bit, but make it down to a little bit of health.
He could get him the cheese.
Aegis.
He just gave him the cheese.
Eats the cheese, back to full. Ice Path doesn't matter, and they'll start to take the bottom set of racks as Liquid
back
looking to put the nail in the coffin on this game number 1.
There is tier 2 tower still available in the top lane, but 30 seconds without DB. Noob unable to get BKB 2 times in a row. No Sunder. Team Liquid understanding who needs to be focused. I think 2 of the biggest heroes are actually Terrorblade and Jakiro. Jakiro being the one, if they can get a kill from 100 to 0 before he can get the Macro Pyre, I think they're auto-winning the fight.
Saberlight TP's back towards top. He'll clear up this creep wave that was pushing in, and they jump from 10K to 17,000 here for Liquid, and they feel like they are one fight away from
pretty much
sealing the deal.
They use Refresher Shard, they use Cheese. Aegis still up and running on Mickey for another 55 seconds. Not sure if that's going to be enough for Liquid to take another fight with it, but yeah, a lot of items are starting to pile up. Saberlight has Shiva's Guard in his quick buy, even though they have 1 Shiva's. 2 Shivas is still fine. Maybe there's an argument for him to buy into AC. AC is not the best against Darkseer, but it's very good against Terrorblade and Morphling, so...
Would there be an argument for 3 Shivas? They got 2, why not 3?
Yeah, I don't think that ever happened. Maybe in some Herald, but in a professional game, 3 Shiva's Guards is a bit too much. Back in the days, B-Cup, you couldn't buy more than like 1 item per team. For example, you could have had 1 Necro, you could have had 1 Mech, I believe 1, maybe 2 Yule Scepters.
What year is this?
This is like 20... Nah, this is like 2000 and maybe 7 up to 2010.
I thought you were going to say something like
1960. Yeah.
I was getting worried. You kept going back. Smoke up from all 5 on Nigma Galaxy. No Aegis for
Nisha. He's in a good spot, and they have Observer plus Sentry. He's ready to jump in. Shiva's Guard and Overwhelming Blink. You blink in, slow everything down. It's very good against the illusions. Nothing's gonna move. And plus, on top of that, he does have Arcane Rune, plus 25 talent. So Primal Roar cooldown from 30 with Arcane Rune, it goes down to 22 seconds. So he could use that 2, maybe even 3 times in a fight. Make it 4 times with Refresher. Not even joking.
I'll keep an eye on the numbers. Can't promise I know how to count.
Arcane Rune is gonna expire probably, so.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we will not be seeing that one. Big courier kill.
Yeah, that was the Hex. Oy.
Back in the days, B-Cup, we're going back in time. If your items did die on a courier, 2006, 2007, your items just dropped and they were dead. There was a game where ZSMJ Medusa, he lost Divine Rapier at like 19 minutes, bought another Divine Rapier, and won the game.
Famous Hyper Glory team player. Now, Dota back then, was it in black and white?
No. It was still a good-looking game.
All right. Tier 2 tower top is going to drop. As the side of Nigma Galaxy, they're nowhere near the vicinity of where they're putting this push in, but Saberlight, he's going to TP back towards bottom and secure this shrine, I believe. Or no, he's just, he's in the area. He's got the shrine. Nobody's contesting. Ghost still trying to build up into that Satanic. He's got the Nullifier Man to BKB and a Butterfly. However, it just hasn't been enough. As, like you said, Liquid's been doing a very good job of focusing the heroes like Terrorblade and Jakiro who need to die first. So when you lose a lot of that net worth in the Terrorblade, you just, even with all the gold that Ghost has, you really just don't feel nearly strong.
If you get on top of the reason why he's dying so quickly is Insania with the shard, because he can reposition himself, get on top of the hero, which makes it super difficult for them to, like, all your base armor is gone instantly, which is very good against Morphling and Terrorblade, of course. And now he also does have Hex, so they have 4-staff Hex initiation, Ogre Seal Totem. ET's going to be very maneuverable in the fights.
Ogre Seal Totem, that 4-staff being shown off now. All right, let's see what Nigma Galaxy can get done. They're still trying to find the right positioning. And, you know, I'm kind of, oh man, looking at these supports and their levels. I mean, Omar is only level 15. And then GH is 17, which isn't as bad, but Boxy is level 22.
Boxy has been living, and also ET, to point out, Insania, he's having a blast of a game, dying 20. Only 1 time in a 46-minute game as ET.
He's got a Hex. He's ready to go. He's about to hit level 20. I mean, this is an ET at a real good spot, especially compared to the supports of the side of Nigma Galaxy. Have they patched the timer yet? Is this an accurate representation of when Roche is going to be back up?
We can try to do math. No, it's not.
Okay. Are we? All right.
Yeah, because it says 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll just believe you. I'll stick with that. 5-man smoke from Liquid.
Well, they should know something is up if they're not defending from their base.
This is a weird spot for Nigma Galaxy. They're going to go and throw down this Macro Pyre, but they've got the control on a Ghost. The Spotlight's thrown out from Boxy, and they're going to go to the Primal Roar. They've got the damage onto Omar. They're going to roar again. They've got Sumail locked down and killed off for 100 seconds. Noob trying to do anything he can, but he will die.
He dies
Nikkei
so
gets
quickly.
the kill, and that's going to be 3 dead on the side of Nigma Galaxy. Snowball comes across. GH trying to get out. The Impalement Art's not going to connect on GH, but it's not going to matter. They've got duels up into the air, and then when he comes back down, the shards aren't placed perfectly, so he ends up dead anyway.
I'm looking at the buybacks. Jakiro has one available, but he's going to be alive in 20 seconds. Darkseer is the big one, because he bought that Hex. They did have it, but I got to give credit to Saberlight, because he was the one getting the initiation, blinks in, gets the split off, and then immediately tosses Morphling into the air.
Yeah, let's take another look at this one. Jumps in, and you can see the stun immediately with the boulder thrown over at him, and the Cyclone taking Ghost out of the equation quite a bit. And they're able to get the first roar on Omar, then Sumail, and Noob. I mean, he, even with all that armor, dies so quickly. just cannot survive at all. And Ghost just barely TPing out, and they do get that gem on the deck there too. I mean, Liquid have all the answers, and they are just extending this lead immensely to where Nigma Galaxy don't really have any clue what to do. I mean, it's a tough spot to be in.
They don't have
so much.
They're just struggling dealing with this Brewmaster, and it's going to be another Roche for Mickey, who's going to pick up that Aegis, sitting on 5,000 gold. Thinking about purchasing MKB, does have that extra bit of a move speed with the Swift Blink, so can get rid of his phase boot, seeing that there is Butterfly available. Plus also he does have Serrated Shiv, so 20% chance to have True Strike, which is very, very good, especially on Ursa, because of his attack speed with Overpower. It does have 1 second cooldown, but still, if you're not attacking instantly, you're dealing your current HP as damage. So if you start hitting Morphling, who is shifting quite a lot, it's a lot of damage to be added on top of the Fury Swipes.
Looking pretty good there for Ursa. Buybacks you were talking about. 3 available for the side of Nigma Galaxy. Terribly doesn't have his, and Sumail can't afford theirs either. Spotlight down again as they go to the Primal Split. The top tier 3 in some trouble. But here come Nigma Galaxy again. They go to the Hex. They've got the control. It's going to be on Anisha. Can they get the kill, though? They'll finish him off. They'll end up losing Omar. Goes for the BKB. But do they have anything left in the tank? They use a lot here to get the kill onto this Beastmaster who doesn't have buyback. They're going to buy back here on the Jakiro. He'll TP forward. Can they get an ice path down? But Ghost starting to take some damage. There's the ice path. It lands on Amike. You got to remember, he still has this Aegis to work with, though. Killing him once may not be enough. They'll find the sweep. It's on to GH. It's on to everybody. I mean, everybody just got stung. Good night, Moon. And they're going to go and try to finish them off. Ghost still standing his ground. He goes after Mickey, who will get low, but end up losing that Aegis as he's backing far away from Nigma Galaxy. The split from Saberlight. Got about half that duration left, but Ghost not afraid to continue moving on forward. Gets stunned up by that Earth Panda. The Void Panda pulling over that Earth Panda as well. But they're looking like they may want to re-engage as they throw another stun on a Noob, but instead they blink further and further away. Can they draw Nigma Galaxy away from their base? Because look, the creeps are taking the tier 4 towers.
And they killed the most important hero on side of Liquid, taking out Beastmaster, who does have a Refresher Orb, does have a Refresher Shard as well in his backpack. So no BKB, no multiple roars coming out from him. Also, no cheese, so that was a very good initiation coming up from Nigma Galaxy, and there was no escape act, I believe. Mickey still thinking about maybe going in.
Swift blinks away. Has just a split second as Noob was moving forward.
Noob didn't get a single new item in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, he had to buy back and hasn't made any real progress on anything else. He wants the Lincolns, but even then, I'm worried about if that'll be enough for him to kind of feel impactful in these fights.
They definitely need a Lotus Orb. I see that both supports want to buy it on NGX. Great against Beastmaster, great against pretty much anything against this Hex initiation, so they can throw it on somebody who goes in first. Darkseer, what is he buying into? He's trying to buy his BKB. Won't have buyback available if he commits to it.
They've got Saberlight towards bottom. There are a couple heroes here, but he'll end up TPing out of harm's way. Top Ceterax, mid Ceterax also down for Liquid, but while that fight was going on, there was a tier 4 loss for Nigma Galaxy. They need to be careful about how long these fights take, too, with their base being pushed in like that. Bit tough, because these fights are pretty extended. All of them seem pretty long.
They do. They really do. Nisha did eat his Aghanim Scepter.
Overwhelming Blink and the Primal Roar. It's going to be on a Ghost who gets low and ends up dead. Cheech has got no buyback available on Ghost. Macro Pyre, there's the Abyssal Blade. They'll take out Omar. 3 here's dead on the side of Nigma Galaxy, right by the base.
89 seconds without their carry. Jakiro is also dead, not having buyback. This just might be it.
Ghost has buyback in 80 gold. If they can get the Bounty Rune, which I believe Sumail, he's going to go through the river to try and get. So that'll be there, and that'll give buyback to Ghost. And that will mean that they have at least one fight remaining.
They need to go in. Banner has been planted, so they're dealing with the banner right now, while rest of Liquid, they're taking the barracks. This is mega creeps we're talking about. They have no tier 4 tower available. Their heroes, they also don't deal well with mega creeps. Team Liquid, they just unlock, potentially closing out the game. Saberlight, he's in, pops a refresher.
Yeah, he goes to the Primal Split. Good shards. They are taking away a couple of these Panda Bears, and he's down to the last one. The escape act used. That's going to be the Ancient exposed, but they go to the Primal Roar. They've got the snowball for the save. It's going to be over on a Mickey. They drop down the wall. They go to the Abyssal Blade with the Battle Fury doing some decent damage, but Geech is able to get away, at least for the moment. Vacuum back. Do they have the damage? They've got the Hex. It's on a Ghost. The Ice Path lands. It's going to be on a Mickey. Tame the Beast. The fear is there. Ghost ends up dead. He is gone for 2 minutes. Mickey still burning pretty well. They'll get the kill on a Saberlight. He does have buyback. He can come back into the fight with the Boots Travel. Isha, as well as Boxy, they're going to be locked down with the shards. They get the kill on a Mickey. He'll buy back there too, and even without Ghost, they're starting to defend a little bit. But Noob, force staff back with his own Hurricane Pike. Saberlight going to focus the Ancient. They'll jump in with the Abyssal. The Snowball is not going to be enough to get the save. They'll get the kill on a Noob. He's gone for 2 minutes, and the Ancient is low for the side of Nigma Galaxy. As much as they want to try and hold on, it'll be Liquid who take game 1.
Really back and forth game. We haven't seen big.
Thank you very much. Coming into game number 2 here, Liquid with a 1-0 lead. And we get the first IO Marcy of the tournament. It is something we've seen in the past work. It's a bit of a pub strat as well, but something that can definitely output quite a bit of damage, especially with that Unleash of Marcy.
Yeah, this is something that they ran 10 days ago when they played against Team Spirit and Rally. IO Marcy, plus they also had the Bristleback, the combination between these three, lowering the armor with the facet on Bristleback, and then, in theory, Marcy should be able to go in and deal the damage. Noob is playing the green facet with the Snot Rocket on Bristleback. Not playing the red facet, we see different offlaners have different opinions and what's good for the game. Amar pretty much always chooses the red facet, so that's that. But yeah, this time around they have their hands on Ringmaster. Boxy had some really nice saves in the previous game. Now they have pretty much a double save, and they have 3 heroes that are going to be providing vision. They're going to be in front. So I kind of like the adjustment that Nigma Galaxy did in this second game, and also overall they didn't have the last pick. They chose Shaker on 23, knowing that something elusive is going to come out on 24 on Liquid, something like a Storm Puck. These are all good picks considering that they had 0 lockdown, so they had to take something, and I think this Shaker could be really good for the game. Problem is, you're playing into a lot of stuns, a lot of control. Your Aghanim Scepter is not going to be as effective. Bramblemaz on the ground. You get hit by some like random Ice Bat. You blink in. Not going to be the easiest game for Earthshaker. I also want to see how Sumail is going to itemize. Because I think in this one, it's a lot of yapping B-Cop coming up from my side, but I just got to get it out there. I think an earlier BKB, I think in this one, I think Blink BKB and then maybe opt to go for Ags. I'm just gonna, no, I'm just kidding. This is not a monologue.
It could be. I can kill.
It started like it.
I can let you keep going. I mean, I don't mind sitting here doing nothing. What I do
pay the same, yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how both these lineups kind of line up. It just, I am a little bit worried as now they go for GH. I mean, Gyro's not a hero that's afraid of going through the Twin Gates and getting involved early if you can find the right opportunity, grab a couple of kills with Flat Cannon or Rocket Barrage. Like, you're not afraid, and I think there is some early advantages here for Liquid that they can really take momentum with.
I really like that Liquid is playing this lane very aggressively. They are putting the pressure. They're going to hit level 2 much faster, and this is going to be the opportunity for them to play aggressive. Boxy, however, is not level 2. I think he was staying away from one of the creeps. If they had Bramble Maze on top of that, I think that's potentially a kill on Ghost, even though he has 8 Magic Wand charges, 2 charges on IO. They would still definitely try to go for it. Boxy needs to buy another Blood Grenade, and mid lane, Shaker. Storm does have a lot of denies. Already sitting at 5. Omar.
Life's pretty good for the Storm so far, but still 9 CS. I mean, it's easier to, with the Totem, of course, to get some CS from higher health. Make sure you can lock down a little bit here. But we saw the way that Nisha was playing when we were looking there before. he is just trying to put on some harassment onto the Earthshaker. Earthshaker actually getting really low a little bit earlier on into that lane. And we'll see how Sumail kind of reacts with this as Nisha continuing to just put some onslaught here onto this Earthshaker, making his life very difficult.
Really like that Liquid is picking strong lanes. They have strong lane in the top. The way they played it makes it a strong lane. Playing very aggressively onto Io, something that Sanking doesn't like to play is get initiated on at these early levels because he's not a strong laner. Boxy fixes a lot of those problems, and they see the opportunity while Boxy's picking up the Lotus. Maybe he's gonna give him the Lotus. 125 should be enough for him to maybe even get a stun out of it, and now,
oh gosh,
try to TP out, so double kill for Ghost. This is not the start that you want to have on Liquid.
He also TP'd. He tried to TP back to the tower, and now he's dead. He's gonna have to walk all the way back. That leaves Saberlight by himself for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, Sanking has never been a good laner. I wanted to say that Dark Willow fixes some of these issues with Bramble, the way they play the lane, playing aggressively, keeping them low, but then making a mistake. And now, as you said, Dark Willow needs to run back to the top lane.
And there's no river in that lane to speed you up.
Lane is in a good spot, however. So Saberlight will be getting some solo XP, will be pushing himself closer to level 4. We'll put that second point in Sandstorm, but overall they managed to stabilize this top lane. Ghost, double kill from him.
Mickey gonna get that kill onto the Bristleback, not afraid to go after him, even under the tower. You need to be careful now with Saberlight. You got Ghost at level 3, your sustain feels pretty good. If you were out a little bit too far, rebound dispose combo and some damage, all of a sudden you are in a lot.
Omar is making a move. Fisher on the other side.
Isha is in trouble mid, and one more right click could have done it, but he pops that wand, and they didn't want to commit with Sumail going further, and
nice
Omar.
Nice sluggers. He tried to get him with it.
That was Isha. And Isha's still alive. I mean, he is not dead yet, but nobody's made the rotation to help him out. Tame the beast, and there's the fissure. That'll kill him. Finally, Nisha hit out of the park and killed out of the mid lane.
Nisha is very tanky with the items that he did go for with the magic wand. This is something that we didn't talk about. Playing into Shaker means there's going to be a lot of spam coming out from him, and Saberlight is now in big trouble, very dead.
Yeah, he gets pulled out, I believe, of the Sandstorm radius, and then all of a sudden disposed and, you know, rebounded on, and he ends up dead, and that is just another kill in this top lane. Similar kind of to what we saw in game number 1, where Nigma did a really good job in some of the lanes, but maintaining it was where they kind of fell short. This time around, though, Sumail's on a bit of a flashier hero.
Oh, Saberlight again.
Support-ish mid, and Saberlight again get pressured with a third hero up top here from Nigma Galaxy, but there's no kill. At least
All right, guys, I think it's time to leave him alone. Boxy has been stacking in the triangle. Only 2 stacks, but I also see quite a lot of stacks for Noob in the triangle, who's also not having a good time. Bot offlaners, he's even having a worse time than Saberlight.
Yeah, by just
oh, no. That feels bad. Marcy running in and denying your golden creep.
It's a bit rough.
We also didn't want to show that he missed that catapult as well. We moved the camera instantly.
You gotta let him fly under the radar, but then you called him out on it. Mickey put some damage onto the tier 1 tower. He's level 6. He is having a great time bottom. You said, you know, their off-lane Noob was struggling, but, I mean, Mickey is getting a lot out of this.
This also says to me, the way they're playing right now in the bottom lane, we want to invade enemy XP rune. Omar, he's already TPing in, but if they want to contest this one, they probably need another hero, and that's got to be Shaker. Sumail has a good Fisher attempt, and it's going to connect.
Yeah, it'll block him, call down, use. That'll just miss. And it doesn't matter anyway. They get the kill on Mickey, who was dominating the start of this game. And again, it feels like maybe the rotation's lacking a little bit. Nisha, he was getting chased over mid for a long time. Nobody rotates there. Bottom lane, maybe if you have a +1, you can defend against Sumail coming over bottom.
Yeah, whoever made that shot, made that call, definitely worth it, knowing that how aggressive they were playing. GH scouting things out, but will definitely pay with his life. Big zip. Can he get a deny? Not really.
Was wondering if he might, but Saberlight gets credit for the kill on a GH, and he gets a bit back, gets that stack. They'll throw a sentry down to see if they block that camp. Sumail's level 6, so of course is Nisha. We saw him with the ball lightning, but now taking over top of the net worth, at least for the moment, is Ghost, and then immediately back to Mickey. So both carries this time around, both having good games. We'll see kind of how it progresses in these next 5 minutes or so, how Sumail is going to play with this Earthshaker, has the second slam available. But once you get Unleashed from Ghost, when you have it with this Marcy, especially if you get the relocate, it's a kill on just about anybody. If you could just continually get a little bit of lockdown, maybe Nisha's the question mark, but with a bit of extra lockdown, he'll die. Whether it be a well-timed Tame the Beast or a Fissure with a totem, or all three. So we'll have to see. They do set up here together. 3 heroes here now, make it 4 with Ghost. Saberlight, they know he's going for these stacks, and again, he's in some trouble. Rebound, Tilt, Burrow Strike to try and get away, but they've got the Dispose. They'll unleash, they'll get the kill on a Saberlight. Now Insania under the tier 1 tower may not be safe. They tether over, and Insania pulling them under the tower. As Ghost may have gone a little bit too far, but he still has the help from GH. Mickey also coming over, the rebound away, and these heroes on the side of Nigma Galaxy are able to escape. Not the greatest for Liquid, but so far for Nigma Galaxy, they've made some pretty stellar moves.
Yep. I mean, look at the net worth. It's still in favor of Team Liquid. If you look at the numbers, a lot of that is on Gyrocopter. Mickey's having a blast. There's also double Bounty Rune that he's about to pick up in the bottom lane.
They're coming back over, knowing they could just Echo Slam this stack, and that's what they do. But the ball lining over, they've got the Bramble Maze down. Do they have the damage to get the kill here on Tanisha? They do. Sumail is low, but there's the escape back. That's going to help him try to survive. But now the relocate out, and he'll be A-OK. Saberlight, he used Epicenter, and he doesn't have much more. He doesn't actually have a lot of health remaining either. He needs to be very careful. Box you off to the side, and they'll relocate back into this one.
This is such a nice move from Nigma Galaxy, and it comes down to them having this observer board slightly to the left, which does allow them to see tier 1 tower, and it also sees the movement when they're going for stacking, when they saw Sanking going for the stack as well. Now Nisha.
Fissure Totem and Tame the Beast again, and he's just dead back to back.
Seeing him on camera, he's like, man, what the hell just happened? Died again. This is 3rd death on Nisha, level 7 only.
That is pretty brutal. Ice Path connects. Bramble Maze is down, rooted up as he jumps out of it, uses that Unleash. It gets a little bit worrisome now that Nisha is surpassed by a Bristleback who didn't really enjoy his lane.
No, he was sitting in a triangle trying to get some extra bit of a farm.
Yeah.
Definitely got it, but their Ancients also got stolen. Saberlight, he is getting closer to his Blink Dagger. I'm not going to say that they need initiation, seeing that they have Storm Spirit, but they can easily combine their spells. If they land their spells, heroes are going to die. They have overwhelming magic damage coming out, but also if they get initiated on, the heroes on their side are gonna die. And you can see that Mickey also immediately TPing in. He wants to be more active, knowing that all that network that he does have, all that good laning stage, he needs to turn that into something. He needs to help out the team, because the team right now is not doing too hot.
Omar caught in the brambles. Homing missile. Ooh, good
nice
job
dodge
there by Omar, but the call down will connect and they'll get the kill, at least on a 1. They'll find themselves Sumail, but they've got the tether. He tries to relocate out, but it's not going to be in time. They'll take out a second, and they get Ghost's Courier. Ends up being a very fortunate move there for Liquid, and GH is going to die here too.
Mickey
so
didn't want to get this kill. He wanted to give it to Nisha, knowing that he's not having a good time. Like, between bottom 4, there isn't that much of a difference. It's just that Mickey is so farmed, and so is Ghost. Ghost has Armlet available, Orb of Destruction, Orb of Corrosion, all that minus armor, all that damage, combine that with the Bristleback. Going into BKB, that's the power of IO and Marcy combination. You don't have to build your Battle Fury Marcy when you're playing from carry. Instead, you're building into these smaller items, and they're not done.
Escape hack to try and leave, but you're stuck within the Sandstorm. Omar's going to die here again. It's to Insania. Liquid, despite the fact that the last few fights have not gone their way, they're not afraid. They know that they have a power spike here, and they have this a bit of extra range that maybe Nigma are lacking, so they know they can make moves like this behind the tower.
This is all before Sumail gets his Blink Dagger. He's very close to getting it right now. Needs another... Basically has it. So Echo Slam will be available. Still a good timing on it.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Fred's Wand. Bottle. 12-minute Blink Dagger. Sounds good. Saberlight also does have a Blink Dagger available.
Yeah, that's what led to their last kill on the Ringmaster. So they were able to get that. And... well, let's see if they move again, because you've got Gyro, who's really, like you said, wanting to use this net worth. He is close to having that Ags. He's 1,300 gold away. Solid quick math. I'll praise myself on that
3
one.
bounty runes picked up as well. That's going to help out a lot. Mickey, 9,000 net worth, 13 minutes into the game.
They'll go for Saberlight, Burrow Strike, Macro Pyre, Ice Path. All of a sudden, Unleash not feeling as strong. Ball lightning all the way over. Meanwhile, there was a Wheel of Wonder used bottom to get the kill into Mickey, so they're able to get the kill into the Gyrocopter. They are starting to TP up towards top. Burrow Strike lands, and now Noob's in a little bit of trouble. The Venom on top of him. Noob ends up dead very quickly.
The blade mail.
The Beast. That's going to land in a box. They'll throw the Blood Grenade on there. The rebound into the 2, but it's into the Ice Path. Ball lightning away, and Sania, he's in trouble, disposed of and killed off. 3 heroes into the side of Liquid. They do get the kill onto Noob, but Nisha not working with a lot of mana.
Even dropping the item gets some extra bit of a mana, but it's still not enough. These Tame the Beasts have been very controlling. Storm Spirit dying 3 or 4 times because of it.
If you ever wondered how they kept a circus together, I mean, that's exactly it.
Never wondered, but I guess now I know.
Sometimes you just get the answers to things you don't care about. Ag's just about finished for Mickey. We'll take a look at a replay here.
It took them too long to kill it. They were not on the same page. I think if they do this fight differently, if they just don't complicate, stun into Epicenter, follow it by an Ice Path into another Ice Path stun, should be enough, or the fight would even look differently, but they got themselves pretty low, killing Bristleback through the Blade Mail, and then another Fear onto Boxy, who's unable to get the Terrorize. And yeah, with the control that they have, this Earthshaker pick definitely working out for them. Getting a kill in the bottom lane onto Mickey, then he TP stop. Pretty much the whole squad comes to the top lane. And then Nisha. What a good timing from Omar.
Yeah, really good timing. The saving grace right now for Liquid is the fact that despite dying a couple times, I mean, Mickey's still having an amazing game.
His Aghanim Scepter is being delivered.
Yeah. Tormentor going to be challenged, but not in time. It will catch some of these heroes. I mean, not really that low considering the fact that they did the Tormentor, but they're going to go and get the Terrorize. It lands on Sumail, unable to do anything. They get themselves
dying.
One. There's
or is he?
Dead. Ghost, he falls for 3, and that'll make it 4. They clean up after the Tormentor was taken, losing nothing on the side of Team Liquid.
They helped him out in the end. That was such a nice and clean. This is Boxy pretty much setting things up, seeing the Tormentor just died, lands multiple man Terrorize, and then the Epicenter. It also gives them ability to get another jump. Nisha goes in, finds the target immediately. This is a... I'm not going to say a risky move, but seems like Team Liquid read the situation really well, and the timing was pretty much perfect.
This is all actually before Mickey gets his axe. Yeah. It's still being delivered at this point. A little bit of chuckles coming through. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Really got him there.
Saberlight killed by Ghost, and Sumail trying to get a kill here, at least on a Boxy, and maybe Boxy expecting them to come in, and he also sees the relocate, so throws down the Bramble Maze, and GH and Ghost, they've got 7 seconds before they're leaving. If they can kill GH before that, they might be able to get something going, but he's able to get out with the Tether and the Escape Act. Wheel of Wonder even used, but there's the Fissure and the Totem Slam. Nisha not working with a lot of mana, but they want to go on a Sumail. They've got the Spotlight, but the Rocket Barrage, it may not care about that. Couple more right clicks, they'll kill off this Earthshaker. Omar,
they're not done.
Tame the Beast,
okay,
unable
he wants
to save
to chase.
The Earthshaker. Yeah, they want to chase, they want to look for more, but the jump up from Omar onto the high ground towards Noob is what will deter them.
Team Liquid, they are getting always some kind of a good trade. Like, they lost the laning stage. At least the mid lane and the top lane. Bottom lane, Mickey was getting all the free farm, but they managed to shut them down, steal some of their ancient stacks, and then with the right move, they got themselves back into the game. Those 2-3 kills in the mid lane. Also managed to kill the tier 1 tower in the mid lane, but Mickey is massive. Mickey is sitting at almost 12,000 net worth. 17 minutes into the game, and going for a bit of a different itemization. I really like this Hurricane Pike that he's going to buy. Playing against Shaker, Bristleback, even Marcy, these are the heroes that want to jump on top of you, and if you can keep the distance, you're still going to be able to deal damage. It also gives you a good amount of tankiness, because once he finishes that, he's going to be sitting at like 2.5k HP with strength crits.
Ghost, BKB unleashing, and rebounding. He's trying to keep up with Boxy. This BKB is going to run out in a moment, but he goes into the Shadow Realm. He's got the BetBoom on top of Ghost. They got the Kuno Insania. They'll tether back over. Mickey and Saberlight nearby. There's the Dispose looking for the Terrorize. It lands. It's on to Ghost. He's still not dead. The Wheel of Wonder comes in. He's able to rebound off of GH. So he stays alive. The Curse Crown pops. Boxy ends up dead. That's 3 heroes gone to the side of Liquid. Sumail got a double kill there, and Nigma Galaxy drawing Liquid in and eventually winning that fight.
I think we all done this. Through one point, whoever played Dota is you're focusing the guy that is tethered up to IO, who's getting all the heals, a couple of armlet toggles as well. Mech has been used on top of that, and Marcy's not an easy hero to kill. She gets very, very tanky. Like, they saw the opportunity. They're like, yeah, we gotta go. BKB's down, but it wasn't enough. Even though they have this epicenter, it was not used in the previous fight. Terrorize does land, but look at the GH. He's giving him all the heals. He's giving him the body so that he can rebound off of him, and then the rest of the team is gonna come in, and they're gonna be able to clean up.
They clean up quite well, and they take their prize. That's going to be the Aegis in their hands. But now, all of a sudden, Nisha, we've seen this before. He's had back-to-back deaths earlier in this game, but he's going to be able to ball lightning all the way out of the grasp of Nigma Galaxy. He wants this BKB, but Nisha playing a very dangerous game where he was farming. Again, even though that Mickey has top of the net worth in that situation, it doesn't feel like he's able to get the damage out. Curse Crown will pop. They have Ice Path. They'll get the call down, and Sumail ends up dead to Boxy. Just a bit too far out by himself, too deep, and they have now this Ob Sentry combo. Omar,
I feel like there's been a lot of stacking in the triangles by Boxy. I think Noob and Omar have been doing quite a lot of stacks as well.
18, oh my gosh.
10 from Boxy.
31 stacks made in this game. And, I mean, that's exactly what we talked about that was needed, right? Both Sand King and Bristle having a tough game, they had to stack. Otherwise, they're kind of non-existent.
Yeah, Sand King definitely needed it. Bristleback as well. He was on the receiving end when it comes down to laning stage, playing against Jakiro and Gyrocopter. Not an easy lane for him by any means.
Everybody queuing up or pinging out that shrine on the side of Nigma Galaxy. They know it's available. Bedlam and the Curse Crown, but sets himself up to be on the shrine. They'll look for the Terrorize, and that lands onto the Marcy and a Boxy. Ooh, it was close. He's still trying to hold on to it. Noob tried to steal the other one. Curse Crown now.
Buying a lot of time.
But yeah,
we'll die eventually.
It's space, I guess, made. He still gets the shrine, and he gets the +1 on the kill. Not bad overall. Mickey getting close to dying in that situation. He's going into the Reverend's Brooch as well as a Satanic there, too. And just like last game, this game is not really extended in terms of the net worth lead for either side. It was 2,000-3,000 for either team for the longest moment. Now 60-40, though, showing for Team Liquid, and I could understand that with where Gyro is in terms of farm, but Marcy's making up the difference.
Marcy, like, if she goes ham with the BKB, she's also holding the Aegis, has Brigand's Blade. This is a very, very good item on Marcy. Level 2 ulti with Brigand's Blade. Heroes are gonna disappear almost instantly. whoever gets focused on doesn't need to use BKB immediately because he has Aegis, he has Io behind him as well. And let's see if Liquid decides to defend this tower. Not going to be the easiest defend.
Gotta worry about this Aegis. Still 1:45 remaining on it. So fighting in, especially with how much Ghost is being sustained in these fights, it's really a tough ask for wanting Liquid to go in. Guess we'll see. Insania, he's getting chased and even used that macro pyre. Ice Path TP attempt, but the Echo Slam is there and Ghost gets another kill. Liquid, though, in doing so and getting those heroes to come over, now they have a chance to maybe react to this tier 2 low. Rambo Maze. Again, GH staying at a distance where he can jump in and tether if need be.
I don't think they can focus Ghost. He's just not going to die. Way too tanky, has SNY armlet, that status resistance is going to kick in, holding the Aegis. Pipe is very close for Noob to be finished. He did pick up the shard before, and Nisha, exactly what they need to do. Cut the waves, because this timing from Nigma Galaxy could have been crucial. I think there's also a chance that they would have gone for the high grounds, maybe try to bait something, still holding the Aegis for, it was about a minute, but yeah, Nisha did a pretty good job stopping that move.
And in doing so, now he's on this side of the map to try and go for Omar. That being said, Saberlight, he's going to jump in. The Burrow Strike's going to be used, and now they go to the call down. The damage on with the Unleash will get the kill to Saberlight. Now they'll look for Mickey. This would be the big kill to get. Curse Crown's going to be used. Is the BKB going to run out in time? It won't. Oh, he just gets the stun off.
Seconds for Aegis.
It's about a second off, but the fissure connects. He's on the other side. Will it matter? Trying to get the dispose. Trying to jump over. Uses the rebound off of Sumail. They land. Terrorized with a Ravage. Ooh, the neutral creep trying to make this a little bit of a troublesome position for Mickey. The Hurricane Pike comes out. They've got the damage. Get the kill to Sumail. They'll tame the Beast. The Wheel of Wonder is down as well as the Spotlight.
Doesn't connect.
Helmet Arts don't connect. They get the kill to Omar. Now Noob's going to run in, trying to get the kill into Insania. Missing that Ice Path. There's the relocate back in. 3 heroes are here for the side of Nigma Galaxy. They'll take out Insania and get themselves a second.
Ringmaster is deceptively tanky as a hero. With Road of Athos, it gives you a good amount of stats, 275 extra HP. He has Gossamer Cape as well, so when he gets initiated on, that extra bit of attack is not going to connect. Storm Spirit doesn't have his Witchblade yet. Instead, he opted to go for BKB, wants to have a little bit of extra protection, gets the tonic, gets healed by Io. Suddenly, he's back to full HP. Team Liquid, they try to go for a play. Can't really blame them. They try to time this Aegis. You can see that they also managed to bring down Marcy relatively low, but unable to get the kill afterwards. Another good save by GH.
They do get Sumail, which, I mean, I guess is equivalent to giving up Saberlight and Jakiro at this point.
Yeah, Sumail has a lot of that. I did mention his itemization at the start of the game. He did go for Kaya. He did pick up the shard. I think one of those items maybe needed to be a BKB just so that he can survive seeing all this magical damage. He goes in, and a lot of the times you see him die immediately after. So BKB desperately needed for him to get another round of spells.
And he's not that close to having a BKB. No. I like this pickup. This Ghost Scepter for Mickey, trying to hang on.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy for Liquid to itemize, especially in carry-to-carry matchup, because you see a guy on the other team, it's called Ghost, so you buy Ghost Scepter, and suddenly he's fully countered.
If it works, it works. Insania. Ooh, a couple of couriers. That will be one for Noob. Boxy now needing to get away from this Bristle. Saberblade is here. The Blade Mail was popped. Cursed Crown. Now they'll have that initial lockdown. But that's the ball lightning in the Vortex to get the control into Sumail. And like you said earlier, when he gets spotted, he's dead so quickly. Omar's gone to double kill for Mickey, but here's the unleash of the damage onto Insania. Can Ghost get anything else? That Ghost Scepter, it's going to keep Mickey alive. They'll look over at GH, but they're sustaining for a moment. The Bedlam gets the kill on a GH. They'll take out the tether at work, and they'll go and get the kill on Mickey.
Not enough.
They'll take out this Gyro after losing Boxy. So Ghost, triple kill for him, had that BKB for a long time. They still want to maybe go for Saberlight or Nisha, but at the end of the day, I mean, still, Ghost looks so strong.
He does. I want to see the damage numbers coming out in the previous fight. 7,000 damage from Mickey, whose Daedalus just got delivered. Right before the fight, he gets a double kill immediately. But you can still see, even with the Pike, even with the Ghost Scepter, it's not enough. These heroes are very maneuverable. Bristleback has a lot of move speed. Same goes for Marcy. S and Y on top of it. We're going to be seeing the fight one more time. And Daedalus, as you see, just got delivered on Mickey. Some big damage numbers. Of course, noob drops relatively low, but I feel like they need to reset. They need to be able to get some Glimmer Caves, some Force Staffs when Ghost uses his BKB, when he runs in. And he's been very patient, I gotta say, with using the BKB, knowing that the burst damage to kill him from 100 to 0, it's not really gonna be there. So in the end, he picks up a triple kill, which pushes him closer to level 3 ulti.
I mean, he uses it at the end there after he kills the Gyro. It almost looked like BKB was unnecessary. Like, that's how patient he was with it. And now he sits atop the net worth. So Nigma Galaxy, they've got a 2,000 net worth lead. And you're right. I think Liquid, they need to fight in two parts.
They need to be able to reset. I think it's going to be crucial for them to have some buybacks on the supports. So when Marcy maybe even uses... Oh my god, I think he has a full nullifier coming out.
Oh, and Isha trying to get the control. The Terrorize is going to land on the 3 of these heroes, but the BKB is going to be popped by Ghost. They get the Kona Saberlight. That's taking out the Sand King early. The damage again. They take out Sumail, but they've done this time and time again, and it hasn't been enough. Eventually, you see Ghost. He's got the damage. They have the Unleash. They get the Kono Insania. They'll look over as Omar's going to be a little bit low, but he's got the Glimmer Cave. So he'll Gale Guard. Mickey, though, hit with the Impalement Arts, and he needs to be a little bit careful. Nisha not working with a lot of mana, but the Escape Act's not going to last long enough, and Omar ends up dead anyway. 3 for 2, this time favoring Liquid.
Nullifier just got delivered. What a timing for Nigma Galaxy. Ghost is popping off. He's involved in 20 out of 26 kills on side of NGX. Has small crit as well, Crystallis.
Ghost is waiting for his opportunity. Oh, and he gets it. They will take out Boxy and Nisha.
They're not respecting the damage coming out. They're focusing Bristleback, who has Gale Guard, Blade Mail. He has Green Facet as well. So all that minus armor, suddenly Marcy jumps in and deletes the 2 heroes instantly.
Yeah, slapped him once, knocked him out. I mean, that is one punch power coming out from Marcy. That is brutal. And, I mean, they thought they had this Bristol dead to rights. They got baited in pretty hard.
Once Sumail gets a BKB, the fights are going to be so much easier. He can blink in, pop his BKB, and then get another round of spells. I don't think he's going to be dying during his BKB unless they fully commit with some... Like, Gyrocopter needs to stick to him, stick on top of him, and get that right-click damage. But other than that, I think he should be fine. As soon as he gets it, you're definitely going to feel the difference in the fights. I'm looking at the items, what they're trying to buy. Stormspirit just finished off his Witchblade, so that's very good against, you know, these longer fights where he wants to go in and out multiple times. Problem is Ghost, like, they need to kill the supports. They need to take out this IO. They need to kill Ringmaster. They've been killing Ringmaster at the start of the fights multiple times, but still, the rest of the team is ready to clean up. And this time around, I don't think Team Liquid wants to take a fight inside the Roche pit.
No, they're all split up. I think maybe Saberlight, he was sitting there initially when they were watching Roche go to the pit, but they made the decision, let's give up this second Aegis. Again, similar to the last game. Both first 2 Aegises go their way, but let's see if they can close it out differently. Wheel of Wonder, Ball Lightning all the way out. Impalement Arts will be short, and that will be Echo Slam on cooldown.
Immediately. Big smile from Nisha. Knew he was cooked. If he doesn't get it in time, he's definitely dead. And now Daedalus completed on Marcy. Boxy.
Impalement Arts again. Curse Crown, noobs here, tame the beast. That misses, but they land the fissure anyway. They get the kill. Omar's got credit for it. And a 3,000 net worth lead there. They've got this Daedalus on Ghost. He was putting out big numbers before. Now he's a heavyweight.
Yeah, all these items are also going to be nullified. These Ghost Scepters, the Jakiro with the Force Staff, with the Glimmer Cape. The only thing that can save you, like even Solar Crest, Pike is the only item that you need to use it on enemies to push yourself out of the way. And I'm looking at Gyrocopter. He is going for Nemesis Curse. Tough, so has extra bit of a damage, extra bit of armor. You definitely need that against Marcy. But Nemesis Curse could also be very deadly. If they focus you down, Marcy gets a couple of right clicks. You could definitely die from 100 to 0 before getting Satanic off. If you get stun locked by Earthshaker, you can die.
It's quite possible. Marcy puts these combinations together and knocks you out. I mean, it feels like you're just getting punch drunk. It's tough. I mean, like you said, 100 to 0 in a second. How do you react to that? You've got sustain on the side of Nigma, but it just Hurricane Pike's your one option, but everything else feels, like you said, worthless. So how do you set up against Ghost?
He doesn't have a BKB in his inventory right now, holding on to Aegis, so they can definitely kill him that one time.
Okay. But then he gets BKB, and then what?
Then that's a massive problem. we don't want to go there yet. One step at a time.
All right, fair enough.
Liquid will need to stall the game, get another round of items.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like Storm Spirit needs to get this Parasma. Maybe even Aghanim Scepter. This is what he's going for. I'm looking at the other items. Mickey, he's trying to build into Butterfly, seeing that Marcy is running out of slots. So wants to squeeze in a Butterfly. There is no True Strike or anything available on side of Nigma Galaxy at the moment.
Ghost always has GH. GH is always watching Ghost, making sure if need be. He's got this tether and has this heal. As Ghost working on the Tormentor, GH realizing he can't really stay nearby, but he's got this shard now. And another objective controlled by Nigma.
Remember when Essence Ring gave you heal instead of like raw HP or your current max HP, whatever? People really abuse that with IO. The insane amount of heal. I believe it was during the time when OG, when they were winning stuff.
So 19.
It wasn't that long ago. Ooh, Sumail gets a solo kill.
Yeah, Saberlight dead. And no Sand King for 60 seconds. Boxy, he's going to be able to escape. And Nisha, he wants this Ags after he finishes off this Parasma. He's cutting these creep waves trying to stop Nigma Galaxy from pushing in. They've only got a minute left on this Aegis. So it might be doing a good enough job to stop them from going for a high ground push. But now Boxy has been spotted. And he's able to get into the Shadow Realm. But I don't know if that's going to be far enough away. Force Staff used, and he gets on the other side of the gate.
Oh, no. That's one hit.
All right, Marcy is apparently now Mike Tyson. One punch, one kill. Or a knockout. That's quite the death summary. Sure
Okay,
enough.
169 from Bristleback. And there was another 69 coming out from Marcy. Very nice.
So let's see if they can defend this. They've got the banner down. 5 seconds left on the Aegis. Can they time this right? The homing missile will connect. They'll go in with the Burrow Strike. That lands on a 2, but do they have the damage with BKB Pop? Nisha's going to try and get the control here, but they go to the Unleash. So Nisha needs to get some distance. Still has that tether, about half health remaining on Ghost. But now, Ghost without the Unleash still has the BKB. Unleash has a fourth of its duration, so he'll try to take the tower. But the Ball Lightning all the way to the back line.
He
gets
got
through by
ruined.
a lot of
Exhaust.
Aegis.
No
Now they've got themselves
BKB.
the Wheel of Wonder, and the Echo Side coming through. They get the Terrorite. It's going to be thrown out on the floor of these heroes, but the BKB, it's been popped by Sumail. Saberlight, he's dead. He's gone, but Boxy trying to go in with the Bandle on Sumail. The BKB finally runs out. The rebound, that lands on a Mickey. Ice Path connects on a 2. They've got themselves the spotlight, but does it shine bright enough? The buybacks committed from both the Sand King as well as the Dark Will. They get the kill on a Ghost. Can they continue on for more? Good escape back. Curse Crown. That's going to be placed on Sumail. The Ball Lightning a little bit short as now he's tethered up to GH. Noob, homing missile coming through onto the bristleback. Sumail and
Picks up the illusion.
It might be ready to jump and go the other way as the impalement arts land on Anisha. Noob is on his front side and looking to maybe get this kill or go to the back lines looking for Insania, but here comes GH. Clipped up and killed off by Mickey real quickly. Finally, Nisha gets the kill into Omar. It's going to be a route onto Sumail. Ghost gets the kill into Insania. Ghost comes back with a buyback. Now kind of giving a victory opportunity here to Liquid if they can kill Ghost once again.
This buyback could definitely cost them the game. There were 2 buybacks coming out from Liquid, one on Boxy, one on Saberlight.
Ooh.
But let's see what they're going to be able to do.
Ooh.
Nisha.
He picked up a Lotus. He's got enough mana to TP out. But that was close.
Ghost needs to be careful now.
Oh,
Doesn't have BKB for another 15 seconds. And also this buyback, they didn't really get much out of it. Nisha, he's the one who does have his buyback available.
They bought back on GH as well, so even if you could just get the IO, I mean, Ghost doesn't feel nearly as comfortable.
Nisha, he's investing the money. He wants to have that AoE pull. He wants to be able to set things up for his Sanking, set things up for Gyrocopter, who just hit that level 25. So Flat Cannon cooldown is going to be available, which is going to be significant amount of damage increase. Sumail, one more time, getting another solo kill. He killed Saberlight a few minutes ago. Now he killed Boxy.
Nisha loses that courier, but he already picked up the Ag Scepter. That'll be that blue hole, black hole combo. Try to pull them all in.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Pull past the event horizon, and they'll see if they can win a fight here. They've got this Obs taken out. Now the vision taken away from the side of Liquid. Can they kill anybody off? Noob very confident in where he's at. But they're going to go and focus their attention on the Ghost. There's the tether, but there's the Vortex pulling in Cheech. He bought back, so now he's dead. They get the kill to Saberlight. The BKB's going to run out soon on Ghost, but he's on the run. He had some help there from Omar. Mickey with the BKB of his own, going after the Blade Mail Noob. But he is, like you say, too tanky.
Has Heart SNY pipe sitting at 3,000 HP. Gale Guard available. He's going to be the sieging machine for the team. Marcy right now, she doesn't feel too comfortable knowing that she used buyback in the previous fight. And now the set of barracks is going to be gone.
A lot for one set of barracks. I'll be honest with you. I think it might be a bit of an overpay. Only buybacks available are Jakiro and Gyrocopter for the side of Liquid, and only the Ringmaster for Nigma Galaxy. Last time, this is where the game changed in game number 1. Third Aegis went the way of Liquid.
They do not want to give this one away. Sanking doesn't have buyback, unfortunately, but they do see them. These 2 Observer Wards.
They have Ags with Storm if they can get in there. Ice Path onto 2, tame the beast a little bit early. That was the anticipation of Nisha coming with the ball lightning.
And he got it.
Aegis
Can
is
he pick
on
it
the
up?
floor. Can somebody pick it up? It's
cannot.
by Sumail. He pops the BKB. He looks for a fissure. Finally throws it. It lands onto Insania. Noob right in his face. 1 click, 2 click. Can they take out this 2-handed dragon? And eventually, yes, they can. Sumail, he gets that Aegis. I mean, yeah, they went in with Nisha, but he just did not have the slots to pick up what was dropped.
It's like he believed that he's gonna do it, but didn't really believe in the end. Didn't make the slot. He was holding on to Gem.
Got Refresher Shard out of it.
That's something.
I mean, that stops the double Unleash, the double BKB, or double Echo Slam. It's a big component when Unleash is really a big deterrent in what Liquid want to fight into. Saberlight's in trouble. Radamatos and Echo Slam committed. They'll get the kill. He doesn't have buyback again. They get the Vortex. It's on at 2 with the buyback being committed from the Jakiro. Impalement Arts doesn't land. Jakiro just bought back. Insane is in trouble. The Ice Path is down as well as the Macropire. But down goes Jakiro. 2 heroes got on the side of Liquid, and they're still working with an Aegis. This is at least another set.
And this might even be Megas. 80 seconds without Jakiro. They definitely need damage coming up from Jakiro when they use this Ball Lightning Electric Vortex combo. Meke, the damage. They drift him.
Wonder. Taunted for the moment, thinking about the terrorize. That's going to be thrown over. Boxy trying to find himself some space. Noob, he popped that blade mail. They've got the Vortex. It's on a 3, but Nisha not doing the damage to get the code to Boxy. They'll take out this Dark Willow. He's dead for a while, but the damage coming out for Nicky's not going to be enough just yet.
Nisha's
They've got
got a
the
mana.
escape back. They'll go to the TP. They get the code to Nisha. He's going to buy back, and they will just get away on Mickey, but he does not have BKB.
They're running out of steam. They don't have enough damage. The heals, it's way too much. Noob also, he's sitting all the time, full HP. This Heart SNY build with the pipe. Galeguard, he's way too tanky to be killed.
Divine on the queue for Gyro needs some time. It's not going to be immediate. Nisha in, Nisha out, trying to find something. But here comes Sumail, the fissure. But do they have it? Epicenter, Burrow Strike, Sumail. He's going to be controlled, but is the damage there?
Aegis
It should
there.
be. That's going to be the Aegis down. They'll go after Ghost with Saberway with the BKB. Can he get some extra control? GH, Omar, and Ghost, they run away. But Mickey, vulnerable. Hurricane Pike, but it only pushes
Good
him.
pull.
Mickey's going to die here. Omar, GH, they both fall. They'll use the buyback coming out from the Gyrocopter. Saberlight looking for a moment to go back in. They get the Curse Crown. It's going to be on to Sumail on the second life. Totem stuns him up. Echo Slam committed. Burrow Strike comes through. They get the kill to Sumail. He's dead for 100 seconds. Nisha not working with a lot of mana, not working with a lot of life. But oh, the Ice Path, it lands in the Terrorize.
Control,
Oh
Boxy.
man, Ghost gone. Down goes Noob. Everybody dead on the side of Nigma Galaxy.
Man, Nisha really pushing the limit. This Parasma is doing a lot of work. I want to see the damage coming out from him, and most importantly, damage from Gyrocopter. 12,000 damage. They were forced to use buyback on him, but yeah, it's going to give him just enough time to buy Divine Rapier if he wants to. Power Treads, he's going to sell it. Divine Rapier, run it down the mid lane. Buyback is on cooldown for Ghost for another minute and 40 seconds.
This could be, I mean, they still have all tier 2s. I don't even know what they're going to get out of this. Glyphs are going to be problematic. They're going to try and push in, but
It's 85 seconds. They do have glyphs available. I don't know if they can just finish the game.
it's tight.
It's going to be close. And looking at the replay, Saberlight, he found a really good opportunity to stun out.
Ooh.
And then you see Nisha goes in, sets things up, and then manages to reset one more time, really pushing the limits. 65 seconds with no Marcy. It's also amplified damage on Gyrocopter. It just might be enough.
They're going to look tier 4s, but do they have the control necessary? They'll go in, the Vortex is going to be on a 2. They're trying to get the kill into Omar, but they've got themselves the escape back. Saberlight, Epicenter, but is it enough? Impalement Arts, the turnaround, the call down, it's used with the spotlight down. They get the tier 4, that's going to be at least one. Mickey trying to focus his attention on the buildings and take the series 2-0.
They've
got 35
salami.
seconds. Echo Slam, do they have enough terrorize the damage? Mickey, he's going to survive. Rodamito,
Still living.
Rocket Barrage, and they'll get the kill to Sumail as well as Omar. Down goes GH. Triple kill for Mickey. They want Noob. They do not have Ghost for 25 seconds. The throne is exposed.
No glyph
Noob's going to be
after.
Curse Crowned, and they've got the backdoor protection. That might be enough to hold on. Nisha trying to TP out. Mickey's going to be here with Insania, but Mickey needs to think about leaving because there will be an Unleash. There will be a Marcy. That's going to be up in 5 seconds. But the damage on the Noob, the Curse Crown coming in again. The Burrow Strike is there. The
He's
control, the
tanky,
kill.
but not that tanky. Marcy's
Oh, boy.
out. One-man army.
1v5, do you have the damage? They'll go in, BKB, right clicks with the Unleash. Mickey low, but I don't know if he's gonna care. He's got some help, the Burrow Strike is there, Ghost is gone, and Liquid will secure the 2-0 over Nigma Galaxy.
Oh man, what a finish from Team Liquid.